That's good stuff, man. Welcome in, pandas. Welcome in, Biter Nation. Welcome in, everybody, to the podcast. This is our fourth episode.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've been doing this for a month already. That's crazy.
That's insane. Is that right? Fourth episode?
Fourth
or
episode.
Is it third? I think it's. Is it?
It's fourth. Yes, sir.
Dang.
Yes, sir.
Where's time gone? What day is it? Am I supposed to be somewhere?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm late for a very important date or something. I don't know. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. We do these podcasts every single week. Just for my folks, and I don't know if Bytes does this now too, but my alerts are off. I do see all the stuff coming in. Hopefully comments are working. I don't see
comments are working on my side.
Okay, let me try refreshing mine. I don't see anything popping in as of yet, so we'll see. Alerts are off because we like to keep the conversation flowing. We're gonna try and keep this one to around an hour today, everybody. So we're gonna jump right into it, talking about things that have happened this past week, things that we've seen, noticed, the things that I've caught on to on Twitter via partner tweets and all this other stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, official posts from Facebook themselves. So
big stuff. Facebook Gaming, no doubt.
Yeah, Facebook Gaming, their official page. So I'll just roll right into it and just start with it. Earlier in the week, I don't know if you guys know who he is on Facebook, but his name is Adio Freak. And he is a partner, has been. He's a variety streamer, does a lot of Warzone gaming. That aside, he tweeted out earlier this week something about engagement baiting on descriptions, specifically in regard to putting like and follow and share in your streams. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. I see the comments. We'll get to questions at the end. So if you guys have any questions, please save those for the end of the podcast. We'll let you guys know, and we'll do our best to answer those questions. But anyway, back to what I was saying before. So he tweeted out about engagement baiting and descriptions and titling and all this other stuff as a way to hamper your reach or kind of throttle your reach or your algorithm. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit because there's been some addition to that particular thread or his post or whatever. So in regard to that, because what we had there on Twitter is we had Adio Freak posting about it, and then other people coming in and putting their opinions and their comments, and other partners specifically. I believe Lady Disturbed is the person that I saw reply to him regarding, and in theory she's correct in regard to, well, like and follow my stream in the description to be entered in a giveaway or for a prize or to push something or promote something or whatever. And while I see where she's coming from there, I think especially those of you who've been hit with chat bans here over the last couple of weeks, I think we can all agree that Facebook is not going to be super specific in regard to context and content here. And what I mean by that is whether you put like, share, and follow and don't have it pumping up like a contest or an entry or a giveaway, I don't think Facebook's going to differentiate. I think they're going to look at keywords. I think they're going to look at that stuff and hit that with a flag. Now, I say hit that with a flag because the follow-up to this, the other night I saw another partner post in kind of in more specifics regarding this. Soltech. He's another partner on Facebook. He's an Apex player, Warzone player, BR guy. Used to play with Stone Mountain a lot. Anyway, he posted the other day on Twitter about basically being in Facebook jail and how engagement baiting has gotten him put into Facebook jail. He used to get upwards of 300 to 500 concurrent, 50,000 plus views. It was very consistent viewage, his followage, his community. And now he's getting less views with the same type of CCV, which means he's not getting any kind of help or push or recommendation from Facebook, right? We've talked about this now. So what he said in his tweet is he says, all right, everything that I've heard or to his understanding, every time you do that in a stream description, it's a 14-day ban. Compounded possibly if you do it multiple times. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, holy shit, man, I've got to go all the way back to my very first streams back in May of 2019, and I did this last night. 4 months I went through, and it is bad, Panda fam. It is bad. There are hashtags, there are links to other places, there are hit me with the like, share, and follow. Sorry, Bites. I know I'm kind of talking a lot here.
Go
and
ahead.
everything.
No, you're on something. You're on something.
If you're a streamer and have been on this platform for a while now, I know it's going to be a lot of work. Go back to your old videos and edit those descriptions, because apparently, and here's why I say this, and we're communicating it with you today. I'm very, very hesitant when I see information, especially on Twitter. I want some sort of verification somewhere else, a second source. It's journalism 101. Always get a second source. His tweet basically corroborates what Adio Freak was saying regarding the engagement baiting thing. Now, I have to assume, and this is not really confirmed at this point, I'm just telling you what a few partners have been tweeting about this week on Facebook. When he puts a tweet out like there, I have to assume that when he sees Adio Freak's tweet, he goes then to his partner manager and says, hey man, or hey person, is this really, really true? Like, can I get hit with it? Can I be throttled, or can I be hit with a flag? And then their partner manager comes back to them and says, yeah, actually, not only is it true, it's a 14-day flag and it can be compounded. Yes. He has no reason to tweet that otherwise. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, why would he tweet that unless he had a source somewhere within Facebook, or his partner manager told him that? So very, very interesting, and very, very essentially the gravitas behind, if you've been on this platform for a year and a half, a year, 2 years, and you've been doing this for the entire time, and let's say you go live twice a day, how many 14-day flags can you possibly, like, you'd be flagged for the next 10 years on this platform and not even know it. You know what I mean?
Compound interest, man.
Exactly, compound interest. Bites, I will turn it over to you if you want to interject anything here.
So I think the big thing that we're hitting on here is reach, right? Why reach is so important for your channel is because depending on how many followers and viewers you have, sorry, my dog Chippy, out of here. Depending on how many followers, how many viewers you have, and all the above, when you put out a post, right, only a percentage of those people are going to actually get this notification that you're live, or that you're posting a video, or any of that, right? And it's all based on when your followers are on, and like if you have like 100 people that are on right now, that notification is only going to go out to a small percentage of them. Everybody that's off only will get like even smaller percentage of the people that are off will get a notification, and that's all how Facebook bases like what they want people to see, essentially. So when your reach is hurt, those people are not getting notifications of you going live, that you're posting videos, that you're doing posts, any of that stuff. So that's why this is so key, is because we need to ensure that we're not breaking any ghost rules from Facebook. I guess it shouldn't be a ghost rule, more so because they do say that they don't like engagement bait, right? Yeah, so come in and share the stream, or follow and share the stream, right? Because they don't want people to be like the stream for a giveaway. They don't want people, clicking on that and,
right,
engaging that way and not actually getting a real engagement. They're just trying to win something, and then they will never come back. Like, Facebook's all about community. I don't know if you saw the Facebook, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg just talked about that what they're concentrating on for this entire year is community. There's like 4 things, and the top one is community, is building community. And that's what Facebook wants to see. And I imagine he's probably talking about Facebook gaming a little bit here and there, but that's where the communities are being built currently. So definitely be careful when you're posting that in your titles, and you're saying, hey, like, share, follow, and that's it. You have to be kind of keeping those to what they are: a title and a description of what you're playing. Leave it there. Don't throw links in there. Don't throw anything else in there. Just leave it there. That's what those things are for. You got to use them for what they're meant for. So
yeah, and if listen, literally, when in doubt, just take it out. Like, that's the motto here at this point. Like, literally, less is more in this regard. Keep it simple, stupid, whatever cliche thing you want to throw at it. When in doubt, just keep it out, man.
When in doubt, yeah, when in doubt, take it out.
Someone hashtag that or write that down, man.
Oh my God, that's good. I like it. Yeah, I mean, this is all, this is what we try to do. We kind of get this information from you guys, from around the internet, from Twitter, from Instagram, wherever it's getting posted. And we try to bring it to you guys so that when you guys are posting stuff in the chat or in your description, stuff like that, you guys have a better shot and opportunity than we did early on. And what I've seen so far, like a lot of the newer streamers that, have followed me for a while and they just started streaming, their CCV is a lot higher than mine was at any point, right? Because I didn't have any of this information, but their CCV, because they're doing the right things, they're creating a community around themselves before they even start streaming. I think that's a big key right there. Be involved in a community and then branch out from that community, be a part of that branch of that community. Like they're hitting 13 to 20 people in there, you guys, and that's amazing. I was streaming, probably Panda, very similar to 0 to 1 person. That was probably me watching on my Facebook phone and my iPad over here, and then I got 2 people. That was good.
Bingo.
But this is these people are getting 13 to 15 people, so they're taking our advice and they're applying it, and it's working for them. So I think this is just another step is leaving out those like, shares, comments, because I don't think, my personal opinion is I don't think those matter as much as I used to think they did, right? The reactions and everything like that. I think it is more about the engagement in the chat from different and various people.
I agree. I think that's a good point you bring up there too. And in regard to my stream specifically, I've thought about this, like Melinda and Tori and the mods who are like I wonder, like, do the eye roll D20s? Like, I'm sure Facebook probably looks at that like it's possible spam, but like, why then is it a command on Facebook? Like, these are some of the things that we're still trying to get some clarification on. But like, especially in regard to the unique viewers too. I think we were talking about this the other day in regard to insights. Like, it's such a small insight on there, but like, I think the amount of unique like chatters or unique view, Twitch has a thing called unique chatters, and I wish Facebook did too. But unique viewers, I think Facebook put some weight behind that, and I think you're right in regard to the whole, like, how many people are commenting, how many different people are commenting like right away in your stream, and then of those people, who's sticking around for like the minute plus, the 3 minutes, whatever it is, in regard to that sort of stuff. So it's just very interesting thing. Like I said, this has been a very interesting week with Facebook gaming.
Yes, big stuff though. Big stuff. Yeah.
Then I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to add on that point in like specifically or whatever.
No, yeah, just don't engage. Don't make engagement bait, right? The engagement bait is like trying to get people. Okay, so what is the purpose of liking and sharing a stream, right? What is the purpose of it? It's because people enjoy and having a good time, and they want to like and they want to share. When you start trying to bait people in before they even get into your stream to like and share, it defeats the purpose of it, right? What you need to concentrate on is getting them talking in chat. That's it. That's all you need to concentrate on, is getting the new people talking in chat. How you do that? Well, I'm still working on that myself, honestly. Yesterday, today, I've been talking to people, and I'll be like, oh, tell me where you're watching from. That's always a good one. Or what's everybody having for lunch, or those kind of things. But you want people talking, especially if a follower pops up. Don't just say thank you for following. Say, hey, thank you for following, and ask them a question and see if they'll respond in chat. And I think that's the real key to getting those long-term watchers and getting people engaging in your chat, because that will lead to a share and a like from them. I guarantee it. If they talk in your chat, you're going to get a like and a share from that, or not, well, at least a like.
Agree. And the person I see do this really well, and I know we talk about him a lot on these podcasts, but Ruff is very good at this.
Ruff's good at engaging
people in his chat. I mean, other streamers are good at it too. I've just been watching him a lot with The Last of Us 2 and stuff this week, which has been an interesting side note for sure. But I don't know if it's something that's as important to talk about as the things that we have on the docket for you today. But the other thing,
you want to talk about Facebook gaming?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna swing on into that here. A couple things that I've noticed this week. One, Facebook gaming has been more engaging via its page on Twitter and in groups. I've seen people actually get responded to. Someone, I can't remember who the person was on Twitter, was asking about like the just chatting tag for level ups and the chat bots and stuff, and they tagged Facebook Gaming, and Facebook Gaming was like, hey, thanks for the feedback, like positive and negative, we appreciate, like, you know, the generic kind of response.
The same thing.
But at least they responded. Like, I've not seen that in a long time. And then they also posted in the Level Up group this week, actually it was yesterday that they did this, that they've been working on the chat latency issues in regard to how long the delay is between you putting something and typing something in chat and us as streamers seeing it and responding to it. Apparently it was upwards of like 15 to 20 seconds. Now they say they've have it down to an average of about 10 seconds, depending on your connection, on your internet, whatever, you know, other factors, but they are confident that it's around the 10-second mark on average, which is awesome. And it's only a first step, in my opinion. They need to continue to work on that. They need to continue to work on other things, but I just wanted to mention that.
And the important thing about this is that Facebook said, they said, hey, we're working on this. And then they brought out a fix that we can actually notice in our chat. That is huge. That is so big, because for one, it shows that Facebook is actively working on making Facebook gaming better. That is the biggest point here. Okay. That makes me very hopeful for the future of Facebook gaming, because I feel like it's been a while since we've seen some like big changes like that. But a drop in delay by 5 seconds is pretty massive, honestly, for a social media site of this size with this many people. Because what they're trying to prevent with the delay is someone doing something on screen that would be, you know, very, very bad to see or something like that, and they can pull it off fast enough. That's the whole reason for the delay, right? Because they're running all these algorithms. They catch something, they can remove it. That's the whole point of the delay. But now they're dropping this down. This shows that they're either getting better with figuring out like what people are putting in there or what, but they're more trusting of the community than before. So this is a really big move. And then them posting from their official page in the Level Up program, that's big stuff, because they're communicating to us. Like, I would love to see a Facebook plan of attack for the next, like, you know 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, you know, like I would love to see something like that.
You called it a roadmap the other day.
A roadmap. These are the things that I want to see, but right here, at least we got movement towards a better thing. It might not be something that we're exactly like, oh, this is the most important thing to us, but to Facebook, this is big. So this is a good move forward for Facebook gaming, I think.
Absolutely. And a step, like I said, too. And it's good, like Byte said, it's good to see. And here's the other thing, too. Sorry, that was kind of scattery. But the other thing, too, for anybody who's been experiencing any chat issues this last week, any ban issues this last week with where you're putting, you know, you're talking to your buddy in chat, like, an example, Melinda, my moderator, she's in here right now. She was in Smoking Monkeys stream the other day, or a few days ago, and she tagged him, or she was in someone's stream, tagged at Smoking Monkey and said, hey monkey, and got a chat ban on that. I mean, all right, I guess, like, completely out of context, like that could come across
the wrong way. And Facebook
but...
Facebook is watching all of this. That's how closely they're watching chat. Like, it's insane. So yeah, definitely be aware of that. Like, just be like, but that was probably just an offset of them changing everything with the chat speed and stuff like that. So they probably upped the ante a little bit on everything that people were saying too, to make sure that there was nothing weird going in there. And so that's what was happening. Hopefully that will change. Hopefully they don't limit us so much.
Right.
But it's still a move forward, and that's the key that we need to concentrate on for sure.
Correct. I think all of that kind of worked, and like all of that was kind of going in tandem these past couple weeks, the chats, the bans, now the latency being fixed and everything. So yeah.
100%.
I don't, as far as like Facebook and the things that I've seen this week specifically, like I know you had a couple things separately from those particular issues that you wanted to talk about. We're about at the 20-minute mark, so I feel bad. I feel like I've dictated this first 20 minutes, so go ahead, buddy.
I think Talitha brought up a really good point real quick with not streaming at the right time. And I think this is one of the ways that I've gotten, success in Facebook gaming, is because of the times that so like you have to imagine a lot of people work, they work a job, right? They work a main job, and it's usually an 8 to 5 job, or 8 to whatever it is, 9 to 5. And afterwards, they get off work, they spend some time with the family, they go live around 7 o'clock when the kids are going to bed. And then from there, they stream, okay? So you have to imagine that the oversaturation, right, of people streaming at nighttime is a lot higher than the actual viewership, right? Viewership is going to be higher during the day, I believe, wholeheartedly, right? 11 o'clock, especially right when everybody's going on lunch, they're pulling up their phones, they're eating, and they're watching whatever, or they're engaging. So this is a key point. This is what I did. I started streaming earlier in the day. I built a really strong community that at nighttime, when they're off, they like to sit back and enjoy watching me play whatever game it is. This is what I think the big key is when you're starting out streaming, is finding that spot where nobody else is at. This works with everything, whether it was The Last of Us 2 and how that was getting heavily populated, or even when Among Us was getting featured, ATS, all these big games were happening. It was people that were finding time slots that other people that were bigger than them weren't streaming, and they were getting featured on that game, and then they would get the influx of viewers. So finding that spot and that opening is the real key. Right now, Facebook is probably the only platform that you can find that niche group anymore, because all the other streaming services are way too big. Yeah, you have to find your boo crew. I go live on Twitch, right? I get barely any growth at all, even though I have 30 to 50 people sitting in there. I'm still not getting growth from Twitch. I get growth from Facebook. So definitely, watch where everybody's streaming, make a good decision of when you start streaming, and go from there, and what kind of audience you want too.
For sure. And Jessica in my chat actually came up, had a good question to kind of follow up there. She goes, "Oh, good point, Bites. But how do people that work get around that?" It's tough if you have a full-time job. I mean, if you're looking at like an 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever, like it's tough, but I would say get up early in the morning, get that like early morning, early bird gets the worm sort of thing. Yeah. There's definitely something to be said with what Bites just said about the super early morning. I mean, look at what time he goes live every day. It's like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, like right when people are getting up for work, getting the kids ready for school, going eating their breakfast or whatever, and maybe they got his stream on in the background or whatever it might be. I would say be part of that particular crowd, or after you get back from work in the evening, like there is that late night niche. I just think Bites is right that it's a little like nighttime viewership is still good, don't get me wrong, but I think earlier in the day is much better as far as viewership is concerned.
Yeah, you're essentially building a community. You're building a community for Facebook, and there's already an oversaturation at nighttime, but you can still get in there. I'm not saying that you stream at night and that's it. Now you have to find the games that kind of are not being played as much, but Facebook likes, right? If you go to the facebook.gg, right, and you go down there and you go to the browse feature, and there will be there's a section that says up and coming Facebook games, new and up and coming Facebook games. Those are the games that Facebook is looking at for some reason, right? Whether they're getting algorithm influxes from Google that says that people are searching for them, or whatever it is, wherever they get that information from, these are the up and coming games. So definitely look over there, check it out, and see if those games, any of those games would kind of, be something that you'd want to stream, and go for that. But sure, at the very beginning of your streaming career, like when you first start out, some people get put into the audition program, which gets you a head start over everybody else, right? What the audition program tells me specifically is that Facebook is very concentrated on people that are starting out streaming, more so than the people that have been streaming for a year, okay? Because Facebook is behind. They're behind Twitch, they're behind YouTube. They're trying to play catch up right now. So what they're doing is they're pushing as many streamers early on as far as possible so they can get those people that pop off and that never want to leave Facebook. And then they make them partner, and they hope that they continue to pop off. But, it's a two-edged sword, because now the people that have been streaming for a while are no longer getting that push anymore. That's why we see some partners that have 50, 60,000 people but they have 30 CCV. You know, like this is a huge issue right now, but this is what Facebook wants. They want to push up these people, try to get them up there. And then once they get enough partners, I could see a large change in the algorithm again that really affects the partners more if they stick around for it.
For sure.
Right now, Facebook's losing a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people jumping ship to go to the big purple monster or even over to YouTube and stuff like that. Like, and I think, like, honestly, like, it could explain why they've been so communicative this week in regard to things. Maybe they're starting to recognize, like, hey, like, we need to either, like, we need to start talking about the changes we're making, or people are just gonna lose faith in what we're doing. Transparency it's especially when you're a social media platform, man, and you specialize in social media. Like, communication should not be an issue, you know what I mean? And I think like Byte said, it's a little ray of hope for us who've been on this platform for a couple of years and have asked these questions and have gotten no answers, or have gotten vague bot responses or whatever it might be, that they're actually starting to acknowledge some things in regard to streamers' concerns. I know
100%.
I know we're getting close to that 30-minute mark here. Bytes, did you want to start taking questions? Did you have for me personally, like, I don't have anything else. If you guys missed the first 15 to 20 minutes of this podcast, or the first like 10-15 minutes, you're gonna want to go back and rewatch this, because there's some really important stuff that we talk about in regard to engagement baiting that some of the partners have been talking about on Twitter. I will put this up on Spotify when we're done, as always. And if we can keep this short today, like we intend to, I won't clip it up. I'll just throw it on YouTube right away too today. So yeah.
Well, I froze it. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Is it working? No, hold on. Sorry, I messed up here.
I see.
There we go.
I see you fine.
I just minimized it. I have to keep it up in the background. Okay, so yeah, with that, I wanted to post up my Discord link. I don't know if one of my mods could post up my Discord link for the streamers. It'd be much appreciated, just because that's been a great insight. We've been looking into a lot of other people's stuff. We've been asking questions. Questions are going off in there. It's doing really well for communicating issues with Facebook and doing like troubleshooting on equipment. So definitely check out our little Discord for streamers. It can be viewers too, and it can be, relative information, because viewers see a lot more streams than probably the streamer does. So if you're a viewer and you want to join in, that's fine too. But we're just trying to get it where we can be like, hey, so-and-so's like Chase asked a lot of questions, Spidey, like all these people are asking questions, and we're able to answer them, and then they can take that and change something for the positive. So definitely check it out. No, there it is. Tori just posted it up. But yeah, just watch out for the engagement and looking baity. Make sure you're doing a proper thumbnail. It's really important. It really is, and we just need to be making sure that we're doing our best to appease the Facebook gods, as we may say.
Before I forget, you had mentioned something about alerts too that you wanted to talk about really quick, maybe today. Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a newer thing that I've been noticing. So I've been watching a lot of streamers lately, and one thing I want you to just take a look at. I'm not saying change it, just take a look at it. I know I've gotten negative feedback on some of my alerts before, because they're either like, once you get up to where, you get 100 followers in a day and 400 reactions, imagine, 600 to 700 different notification sounds going off throughout a stream, right? That's 3 hours long. It's kind of over the top, right? So I removed my sounds for reactions and stuff like that, because it's just a lot. So definitely take a look at your alerts. Okay, one thing you don't want to do is inhibit the viewer from seeing the game. And I've seen a lot of people that have like a GIF that like takes up like half the screen, and for 3 seconds all they see is that GIF. I would just be very careful with that. I used to do that with my Office GIFs, and I got a couple people that messaged me, be like, hey, I really like your stuff, but those notifications just take up the whole screen. I didn't see what you did here, or something like that. And I was like, all right, cool. And so I changed that, and I made it a lot smaller, more simple. But yeah, I would just watch out for that. Don't make it too much information on your screen where people can't even they don't even know what's going on, right? They look in, they're like looking all around, they're seeing stuff popping up everywhere and it's taking it off. You want them to be concentrated on you and the game, and that way they connect better with you. So
agreed. Do we want to turn it over to questions? And I do have a couple in my chat that are starting to ask some questions and stuff. Yeah. Do you have anybody a question that's like recent? Because I got to scroll back up a little ways.
No, I have to scroll up here. Let's see. I had Talitha asked about the times. We already kind of talked about that.
Okay.
The Last of Us. Some people were trying to understand. They're kind of confused why The Last of Us is popping off and everything like that. I think we've talked about it a little bit, but
we're trying to understand it as much as we can too.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is that the game won Game of the Year, right? The Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year. Yep. It's banned in 3 or 4 different countries, right? Correct. Or maybe even more than that. And then depending on your community that you're streaming, when you stream a new game, Facebook tends to go, okay, all right, you're streaming a new game. Let's go ahead and push them out there a little bit. Let's give them some recommendation. Well, when that recommendation starts catching on to a game that's banned in a couple of countries and they want to see what it's all about, it definitely adds to this huge thing. And then you can see these massive influx of people coming in, right? Is this a good or a bad thing? We're not really sure right now, because you have to try to play another game, because the problem with The Last of Us 2 is that it's a story-based game. It's going to end. You can play it on different levels of hardness. You can do little things here and there, but at some point your ride or die crew is going to get bored of watching it, and then they're going to, and the last thing you want to do is have them move on from your stream, right? So what happens when you switch to another game? We don't really know yet. We're interested to see, but it's similar to how I kind of worry that variety streaming is really bad on Facebook. The reason why, I've seen a few of the bigger streamers post up about it, but they said the reason why is because people come to watch you for that specific game that you're playing right then and there, right? And when you build a community around it, when you switch to another game that's random, those people that like that game are no longer going to want to watch that game, because they'll go to another streamer, and that's the biggest problem. You want to keep them around, which sucks, because people don't want to play for that long on the same game. So you have to be very methodical about the switches and what you're doing, right? Like when I went from Animal Crossing to Among Us, like that was like a big leap, but at the same time I knew my community wanted it, and I put it in there like once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, and then I built a community based off of Among Us also, right? And then but when I first started streaming, I was playing Warzone. I switched over to Animal Crossing. I lost all my viewership for a little bit, and then it popped back off really quick, because Animal Crossing was really, really hot when I first started playing it. Now it's a little bit oversaturated, and not a lot of people are looking for newer Animal Crossing streamers, because they're 1 in a million now. It seems like there's a million of them.
Yeah, what we've been doing is, like, to answer that Last of Us 2 question a little more specifically, like, and the third factor is the thumbnail. Like, let's be honest here. Like, clickbait is clickbait. But anyway, what we're doing here, like with Ruff specifically, and I know we talk about him a lot, but he's an up and coming streamer, man. He's growing. He's having really great streams. He's got the supporter button now. So he's really doing well for himself. And what we're trying to understand with him is, the other thing about Ruff is he seems to be doing a really good job of converting some of those people into regular followers so far. The thing about him is, when he talks to Bites or I about his recommendation percentage, I mean, I could ask you guys, what do you, like, chat, start throwing out some numbers, like, what do you guys think his recommendation percentage is? Because it's probably higher than you think. It's like 83% on his streams are like when he was popping off, before the last couple of days. And we're not really sure, like, because that's Facebook's filtering people in at that point and going like, hey, here's your CCV. That means 17% of his viewership was coming from his followers. So, what does that mean when he switches the game? We have to get a little bit bigger of a sample size and see, when he does eventually switch over, what happens to him then. We've seen him come down a little bit over the last couple of days, but his CCV is still, for someone of his size, like, is still really, really, really good. It's around Bites' numbers when he's playing Among Us or ATS sometimes, the 150 to 200, which again, is this something still with Facebook? He told me last night his recommendation percentage was 53%. So still that means half of those viewers are being filtered in from Facebook. So we'll have to see. Sorry to get so wordy with that.
I mean, no, it's really interesting that you're talking about that right now, because right now I'm being recommended by Facebook pretty heavily. So I right now there's 24 followers in here and there's 48 non-followers. How many of those non-followers are sticking around? Probably not that many, because they're rotating through or they're scrolling through their Facebook feed and they see me and it auto plays for those 3 seconds. And then it pops up as a non-follower on my screen. So right now I'm getting about a 50 to 60% recommendation off of this podcast alone right now, because for one, I'm probably in some good graces with Facebook and they like my engagement overall or something like that. And I've shown I've built a community, but they're probably really confused while I'm playing VR chat right now. And so they're like, what is going on? Like, well, okay, well, let's send them out there. Let's send them out there. But they don't know how to balance it, because I'm watching the fluctuation from 50 to 70. And it's like when a group of people leave, all of a sudden Facebook goes, okay, those people didn't like it. Well, let's go over here and try these 20 people. I don't know how bad this might hurt me on the next, tomorrow when I play another game.
Right.
But it's really interesting to be watching it right now, kind of fluctuate in the recommendations coming in, because, none of those people that are watching for VR chat care about, a lot of them probably don't care about streaming. So it's probably not a good thing to tag in general, but it's good to get views and eyeballs on here, because I might pick up somebody who's interested in the streaming, and then we move them into the community kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah,
I'd be curious to know what yours would be if we tag nothing, because I don't have the numbers in front of me as far as what my recommendation percentage is right now, but I can almost bet you it's less than 1% right now.
Yeah,
I can almost bet you it's less than 1%, and I'm not not sure why. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out about my page. But it's just interesting to see these sorts of I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you have a question?
I had one from a way earlier. Okay. David in my chat says, what are your thoughts on switching times during the day, evening, and the effect on metrics? I mean, again,
you mean having multiple streams or what?
Like switching from day to night, or like night to day, like all of a sudden you're a daytime streamer and then you decide to become a nighttime streamer.
I don't think there's anything to it, because I've streamed when we were doing our Wednesday night collabs on Among Us. I would come in there with 200 plus viewers CCV, and I only streamed one time at nighttime on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then every other time would be in the morning time. And as soon as I went over to that, I was surprised. Even when Toast is on, I get a 200 to sometimes I was getting up to 300 CCV at nighttime. I got featured a couple times at nighttime while we were playing, like up to 1,000 CCV. So I don't think it makes a big difference, because Facebook is working on world time, right? They don't have, there's no,
right.
Facebook doesn't look at, they look at fluctuation of people. They look at fluctuation of people, not time. So they don't go, oh, it's 1 p.m., it's lunchtime, let's go ahead and cut off the, algorithm. They're looking at this giant circumference of everybody that's in and when they're coming on Facebook, and that's what they base it's a whole different, this is getting crazy, but this is a whole different, metric of time for them in the algorithm. So
yeah, no doubt.
I don't think it has anything to do with it. Yeah.
I would agree with that, because I mean,
the thing that has everything to do with it would be if there's a bigger streamer that's going to affect your metric. It's not going to be the time zone or anything.
I would I have nothing else to add to that. Like, yes, I've done it both ways. I've gone super early. I've gone at 11. I've gone at 11 o'clock. I've gone at 6-7 o'clock at night, and it. Again, for me, it feels weird to talk about this stuff sometimes, because nothing I do seems to improve what my reach is at right now. And this is something this is why part of the reason why we're doing this is I'm trying to figure what the hell's going on with my page, but nothing changes for me either. My reach isn't better or worse because I went live at 11 a.m. or I went live at 6 p.m. You know what I mean? So I would agree with that sentiment, Bites.
Fashionably asked about DCMA violations, or DMCA. What is it? Is it DMCA or DCMA?
DMCA.
DMCA. How do you think that would affect your reach? Kind of like how clickbaity stuff does.
I think it does, until you either dispute it or put it back up there as muted. Now, whether or not you put it up there as muted and that affects your reach going forward, because I mean, you're basically admitting to Facebook or agreeing with Facebook that, like, yeah, this should be muted because it's not my content, which I know Facebook does not look at as like, it needs to be your own unique content. So I can't answer that factually or with any kind of certainty, but from what we've seen with Facebook, this is why I tell people to dispute those things, because you dispute it and then the company who issues the DMCA has 7 days to come back and basically either say, yep, we're going to go forward with this, or nope, you're fine, it gets put back up. Now, for me specifically, I can talk about this because of my Cyberpunk video very recently. Got taken down for 25 or 33 seconds or something because of music. Either the game's intro music, my alert music, or the Spotify Harris Heller playlist that was playing in the background. I disputed it. 7 days later, I was able to get the video back. But for those 7 days, absolutely that video could not be viewed by anybody else but me. That's fact.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people have said, you know, I got 40 seconds of my video muted. Should I just post it, or should I honestly, my personal opinion with that is just like, if it's not a video that you need to be up, I personally, I mute it. I mute the 20 seconds or 10 seconds, but I personally have not seen any reach issues from when I haven't seen any reach issues from when I do get a DMCA at all. I just don't. My reach still reaches out pretty far. The only thing I saw a drop in was when I put up in my pinned comment, or not my pinned comment, a poll that said, "Have you liked or shared the stream yet?" And I believe that affected me for like 2 to 3 days. I don't know if that's how true that is, but that, like, I saw a massive drop. I also had streamed at the same time Senpai did, because we did a collab. And I don't know if that like threw me off the algorithm, but I was also at the same time, I was also putting in there that I was like, share or comment in the polls, nowhere else, just in the polls. So I would just be very careful with that too.
Absolutely.
I know I've heard partners say don't do that too. I
mean, again, this is, you know, it's not in your description, but it's in a poll question, and it could be looked at as like, Facebook's algorithm is not that complex to look at context. So I would assume that would be looked at as engagement baiting, actually. Yes. One question in my chat, Gene had asked, what do you feel about the latency improvements for streams?
Oh, yes, please.
We are excited about it. I saw a little bit of a difference on last night's stream. It seemed to be turning around a little quicker as far as chats coming in and me responding to them. It's a step in the right direction, Gene. Is it the be all end all? No, they need to keep working on this stuff. I think both Bites and I kind of similarly have similar opinions about that.
Yes, I'm very excited. Yeah.
Absolutely. Any other, do you got questions? That was my other question. I'm looking here.
I have a ton of questions. I'm trying to figure out which one.
Now I'm scrolling down.
Let's see. Any ideas on why Ruff is doing day streams and how that'll help hurt him? I think he's doing it to test out the algorithm more, to see if because his nighttime one wasn't popping off like it used to, and now he's trying a different time in the day to see maybe if he can catch another. It's all about finding. You got, like, if you stream Animal Crossing at the same time that Sachi is streaming Animal Crossing, right? Your viewership's going to be a lot lower. Well, I say that, but okay, so everybody's in their own little bubbles, right? Everybody's in their own little bubbles. So if I stream Animal Crossing at the same time as Jordy, who's in my bubble, Jordy's going to beat me out, hands down, right? If I streamed Among Us at the same time that Senpai will knock me out. And I've seen it happen on multiple occasions. So I think Ruff is trying to find another spot that's in there to kind of boost that stream out even more.
I think that is why he's trying. I mean, Yeah, he's trying to find his niche at this point, I think, man, and the right time that works best for him, where he's not stepping on toes and other people aren't stepping on his and everything. And like you said, it's the bubble theory, like we always talk about. You know, we all got these communities, and
I really believe in this bubble theory. I think it is 100% like that's why when I stream Among Us at the same time that Toast does, I still get a high CCV because he's not in my bubble. He doesn't affect my bubble at all. He's in his own like whole level, a whole nother level. Me and Senpai are in a very similar level. So
Jason has a really good question. Actually, I've asked you this before, and I'm going to ask you again and follow up on it with him. Where do you find the information where you can see live where you're getting recommendation percentage and your your follower percentage, and where is that found? Like, where is that at, Bites? Jason wants to know, and I do too, actually.
Okay, when you go to facebook.gg, you go to facebook.gg on a desktop, you go down to the browse setting, right? And then you go over to, hold on, let me make sure
your specific recommendation percentages.
Oh, recommendation percentage?
Yeah, like you were saying you could see that Facebook's recommending you heavily right now on this stream. They want to know how you know that.
Because I can look at, so after you get 40, more than 40 CCV at one time, a little stat pops up over on the right side under your current stream stats that tell you how many non-followers to followers you have.
Interesting that it's 40.
Yeah, it's 40. From what I've been told, it's 40. Yeah, and then so right now I have 56 non-followers and 21 followers. So my recommendation currently, if I do the math, is 75% currently, but that fluctuates back and forth on Facebook. But if you want to find that later on after the stream, if you go into your live dashboard, you click on Insights and you scroll down, you'll see your recommendation rate, and I'll be able to tell you guys that when I end the stream.
One more time,
I could always end this stream earlier than Panda, and we could pull that up, and I could just talk to you guys through Panda stream about it.
True. So, I mean, that might explain why I never see that, because it's been a while since I've actually like hit and maintained 40 CCV, but one more time,
I can take a picture of it
for me. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you can like screenshot that and show it up to everybody, that'd be awesome. Because like I never see that. Like I don't know where that's found myself, and that would explain why I can't find it, because I don't ever maintain 40 CCV. But yeah, let me see if I got anything else while you're grabbing that picture. Simon asked, do you agree with the calls to lower the supporter returning viewers threshold? I know that seeing the 250 marker can be disheartening for some people. I'll answer this while you're grabbing your picture there or whatever. No, I think they need to make it higher. And I think they need to make the partner make the partner specifications more stringent as well too. We talked about this, I don't know if it was last week's podcast or the week before, but I think like it's not as bad as them giving out partnerships to people like candy, but like that's kind of what it feels like, and it seems like it's kind of watered down the impact of what it means to be a partner on Facebook, if that makes any sense. So I don't think they should lower the requirements for supporters. I know some people might crucify me for saying that, but
yeah,
I think they should make it higher. I think it should be like 300 to 350 returning viewers, honestly.
Yeah, I think it should be higher because that'll make it harder to get. But
right,
if you look at what I'm looking at right now, so I have 86 viewers currently, 65 are non-followers and 21 are followers. So once you get up to like these higher numbers, you start to really like see all of this happening right here. And you can watch it kind of evolve, how many, reactions, comments, and shares, and then also how many viewers, non-followers, and followers that you have. As this follower number goes up, though, what I notice is that the non-followers goes down. So Facebook kind of has you at a set number for some reason, and it'll rotate out, because I've been staying at like 80 pretty steadily. So
is there any way you can put that up instead of your face on the camera for my side to see that by chance?
Oh, I have no idea how I would do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
No, I think I'd mess up the whole thing if I did that.
For sure.
I wish.
I'm sitting over here like,
what? I don't. If I screen share, I don't know how. Oh man, I have no idea. I have no idea how I do that.
For sure. No worries, man. No worries. Just very specifically, again, if you can tell my viewers while you're live, where is it that you click into to see this information again?
Current stream stats. It's one of the bars that you can add in on the dashboard options. It's called current stream stats. So you'll see like a little eyeball and it'll tell you how many viewers you have in there. When you have enough viewers, it'll tell you the difference between the viewers and the followers and non-followers.
Let me see.
I think it's 40.
I have stream health. I have current. Yes. Okay. I see what you're talking about. Now bear with me a second, Panda fam. Let me see if I can show you. It won't show on my end because I've got, I think I've got 22 people watching me right now, but let me see if I can pop this up as a, God,
real quick, when while you're doing that,
yeah.
I want to talk to you guys about a website that just popped up not too long ago. I've already invited Panda into it, like told him about it, but it's called Crouch Jump, like crouch down and then jump, crouchjump.com. It's in the beta stages, but I think it might be something that's going to be really big later on down the road. That'll be a way for connecting between streamers and viewers and stuff like that. And I suggest that you go to crouchjump.com, apply to get into the beta, which it's in right now. I'm in. I post up videos there. I'll post up this podcast. I post up my schedule. I do all kinds of stuff. It's brand new, but it could be. It's just good to get in on these. It's free, and it's just good to get in on these things early on if you can. So definitely check it out. I think it'll make networking easier across the board and talking to like whether it be. Because I think the real way to collab properly is by doing it with people that are on Twitch and people are on YouTube, not on Facebook yet. Because when you do that, you guys kind of rack and stack on each other, and one of you is going to do good and one of you guys is not. It's just the way it works. So especially if you're in the same bubble, it's just not going to work out. So this is the best way to do it is reach out to a Twitch streamer, YouTube streamer, do collabs that way. That way it doesn't affect any of the algorithm. I would suggest building your community on 2 different platforms. I think what I'm doing with Twitch is a big key point right here. And I stream on Twitch. I'm going to stream on Twitch 2 times a week from now on, because guess what? 86% of my followers get notifications over on Twitch compared to 20% on Facebook. So what am I doing? I'm building up a community over there at the same time that I can switch over to if my page gets archived, or they're not getting notifications, but that keeps them on toes. And I think that's a real key right there. When you had, I hate to say it, but when you had those 600 CCV, I think if you had moved over and kind of built the Twitch platform a little bit more, you might be able to come out of that a little bit more. But I really do believe that sounds like your page has been archived. Like, it's just like, they're never going to notify those followers, no matter how many you have. They're just not going to do it. Now, there is a way to run an ad specifically to your followers. If you have enough followers, you can run an ad specifically to them. I know me and Pan have talked about this. It might be a good idea to run a small, like $1, like a day ad to those people and see if you can get them re-engaged with your page again. And that might bring up your percentage overall, and then your notification percentage would go up. I don't know. I might give it a try. Who knows? Because I'm at 20%. If I could get that up to, like 30 or 40%, I'd be very happy. But yeah. I've streamed on all the platforms, Brian, so far. So I've done YouTube, I've done Twitch, and I've done Facebook. And I have positives to say about Facebook and Twitch, but not YouTube at all.
Yeah. I know we've got more questions pouring in, but we're kind of going over what we wanted to go here at this point. So
if they want to ask more questions, go on the Discord, and ask the questions. Yes. I'm always answering questions in there, and I love it. I'm always in there every morning. I wake up and I check that Discord because I'm like, what questions did we get? And I love answering them. I love getting into it with you guys too with it. So
Facebook, Twitter, and the Discords. I'm always checking. I'm always in there too, trying to post up and answer stuff for offer insights. So yeah, if you guys have any questions that we didn't answer today, join the Discord. We're more than happy to talk to you guys in there outside of these podcasts.
You can check out our other podcasts, our other video casts that we have, or podcasts if you want to check them out on Spotify.
Bing, bing.
because we talk about a lot of stuff that you're asking questions about right now, about like starting out, big things to do, and how to improve your streams overall. I think in the first and second one, we really went into that. But yeah.
Yep. I'm putting some links in my chat. I don't have anything else to add.
If you want me to, you can always private message and be like, hey, will you just take a look at my page and see if there's anything else that I can do better? And I will look at it, and I'll give you as much advice as I can.
Same. I mean, you guys always know that I'm open in DMs. I may not get back to you immediately, but I'm always willing to. Like I said, I feel bad about this sort of stuff because it's like my page is not going anywhere right now as far as like reaching people, but I still feel qualified to talk about this stuff because I've been through all of this, and like I pay attention to what partners and stuff are saying on Twitter. So anyway, on that note, I think we're gonna go ahead and sign on off here. Again, look for the podcast. I'm gonna put it right on the Spotify playlist here after we get off. I'll download it and upload it. And we do these every Saturday at noon Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Everybody, do you want to go raid somebody? Do you want to just?
Yeah. Let's see if Lexi's. You want to see if Lexi's still streaming?
Off. She is off at this point. Yeah.
Let's see. How do I do stuff on here? No.
How do I raid people again?
Well, the gaming one throws me off just a little bit. I don't know. Do you have somebody to raid?
I can raid you. That's about it. I literally have nobody else on my chain list or whatever.
That's all right. We'll just go ahead and end it out.
All right. Sounds good, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Hasta luego.